Vanakkam and good morning, distinguished guests, innovators and creators. Welcome to the Innovation Arena. I'm Ritika from Tamil Nadu Technology Hub, and I welcome you all for day 2 of UmagineTN 2024. I hope you had a great day yesterday witnessing startup pitches, student pitches, one-on-one investor connects, investor perspectives, and corporate insights. Just like day 1, we have a set of interesting activities lined up for today as well. So please make sure you don't miss them. Without further ado, I would like to begin the Startup Pitch Fest, and I would like to acknowledge the jury for the same. Mr. Ashwin Ganesh from vFounder Circle and Mr. Kovalan from SDK Flowworks. First up, we have Akash from Automex.
So, hi everyone. I'm Akash. I'm the co-founder and CEO of AtomX. So, we at AtomX making one of the fascinating toys that has ever been built. So, I'll start with some questions. Sir, what was your favorite toy growing up?
Okay, my favorite toy, I would say, was my first three-wheel tricycle.
That's an amazing one. My favorite too. Sir, yours?
I mean, you mean to be a character, a toy character?
Yeah.
I liked He-Man.
So everyone has a favorite toys, right? We have board games, chess, and carom boards, and we can name it. But if you give the chess to a today's kid, it's boring and old for them. So we at AtomX making most fascinating toys for today's generational kids. So we make sure toys are fun, so kids love them, and they have an educational value, so parents love giving it to their kids. So it's not an easy journey. So we were traveling with kids for last 8 months. We did a lot of prototypes. We buy existing toys from the shelves just to understand what kids love and what the market really needs. And Indian toy market is a bigger chunk, but we focus on the particular fast-growing segment, which is a STEM toys. It's toys that has an more educational values. There are 2 reasons why we are targeting this. One, Indian government has mandated Atal Lab across India. So all the schools gonna need toys, STEM toys across the nation. So there's going to be a demand for 14 million toys. And secondly, parents' focus towards educational toys also has been increased. So with that all in mind, we created Heka. Heka is something like a cartoon character, like a Tom and Jerry coming to real life. It will be super interactive. It can dance, sing, crack jokes. But going to the hands of kids, it goes without any of these abilities. Where kids are the masters, they complete tasks like coding and math to unlock its abilities, such as making it moving forward or following a ball, for any activities a kid can imagine. And also with this smartest voice assistant, kids can ask any question and Heka answers back smartly. So currently as a bootstrap company, we are targeting a lean business model where we go through STEM aggregator. These are people who has 100 or 200 schools under them. So we go through them, we go to school, by each aggregator, we reach 200 to 300 schools. We have such as 7 aggregators for now. So we almost completed the product. We are in the pilot trials in 20 places. And we also have onboarded 7 STEM aggregator and have a pre-order worth of 3 LOR signed for 13 lakhs. So this is a unit economics. It cost us 32% to manufacture. We are selling a unit for 5,999 and we have a net profit of 18%. So this is a team. Myself, Akash, I have experience in family businesses, and Haran is a CTO with experience in design and has a master's degree in University of Leeds, UK. And Prabhakaran is taking care of the operations, and Azim is taking care of the marketing and product. So currently we are hiring for completion of the product and reaching 2,000 units milestone, and where the most of the fund will be used for product development and team. So that's what AtomX is. AtomX is here to make the most fascinating toys that has ever been built. Thanks.
Hey, it is a very good product. Congratulations, Akash. So this is Sean. I have one quick question here. So how you are projecting the toys through image, or how you are projecting, because it's kind of a equipment. How you are projecting that one?
Like the positioning in the branding
Yeah, exactly.
perspective.
Yeah.
So in the branding perspective, we are positioning it as a buddy for the kids.
Okay.
It's a little buddy, but it doesn't comes pre-built. It's like your Alexa on wheels, but kids build their own versions that they want.
It's like a hologram,
No, it's a physical product.
physical product.
Yeah, you can find us in the stall.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Akash.
So where do you plan to manufacture these products?
Right now, we are hand assembling all the stuff, sir. But we have found some manufacturers in Chennai where people can assemble it for us.
So have you imported any of the parts, or all of them are like inbuilt?
Yeah, some of the SMT level components are imported, but the assembly phase will be in the Chennai.
And what's your growth plan? Like how many you plan to make in like the first quarter, 1 year,
Yes.
3 years? What's your
Yes, sir.
game plan?
In the quarter two, we'll be completing the product and we'll be satisfying the existing 300 orders. And we have the same commitment of another 1,000 units from the same two STEM aggregators. This year, we'll be majorly focused on the B2B, where through schools, we'll be selling 2,000 units by this year.
So you mean to say, like, say for example, you were talking about 100 to 200 schools and you have 7 aggregators.
Yeah.
So which means about 1,400 schools there.
Not every aggregator will have
Okay,
200.
on an average, okay, 100. So 700 schools.
Yeah.
So each school, what's the purchase order and the purchase value on an average?
Usually, a school will spend 3 lakhs every year to buy a new STEM toys. So in that, if we are selling 10 units, which is almost 60,000, which is barely 20 to 25% where we utilize the fund. So that will be average school purchase value, sir.
Okay. So as of now, you only got a letter of intent and a purchase order.
Yes, sir. Some of the aggregators already have our prototypes and MVPs and tested and give us a green cycle.
Have they given you any advance?
For the single units, they have given the full payments. But for the the bigger units, they haven't given the advance because we also doesn't have the product yet.
So you want to be a bootstrap company, or you're looking for a fundraise?
No, that's we are looking for the
1.10.
fund. Yeah.
And what are you valued at?
We are open for the valuation discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All the
thanks.
best.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Akash. Next, we have Robin Thomas from Olive IoT Innovation.
Yeah, good morning all. Thanks TNT Hub for giving me this opportunity to present more on Olive IoT. Actually, we are a sustainable IoT solution provider. In 2021, we started as a hardware design and development company, and now we are transitioning into a product-based company. Actually, we have done many successful hardware IoT product, and in 2021 itself, we got special appreciation from IGCAR, Department of Atomic Energy, Government of India, for developing an innovative sensor for the reactor. Actually, from the product development side, we were getting many inquiries for in implementing carbon credit monitoring and also remote machine monitoring. Actually, the carbon, we all know about sustainability, carbon credit, and it was now an upcoming domain to monitor the carbon offset in green energy domain. Actually, we were exploring opportunity to do the pilot product, to develop the pilot product. We got a client from Europe. Yeah. Yeah, actually we got a client from Europe and we partnered with the client and developed a minimum viable product. It is a product to remotely access the biodigester as well as monitoring the carbon offset. Now, we all deployed in 22 pilot location and 5 countries. Yeah, this is our minimum viable product, and we deployed in 5 different locations. Yeah, across Canada, USA, and Australia. Then actually we also in India we implemented in one of the largest bioenergy plant this solution. Actually, our competitors are Siemens, Honeywell, high-end automation providers, but they lack one feature. They don't have customized offset monitoring for the customer needs. We implemented that, and we successfully, during this 1.5 years, we were developing this product, and we got 20 numbers pre-order from the client. And this is our team. I am Robin. I have done my master's from Greenwich University. And Muttaraja, he is our CTO. And Ishramurthy, he is having 25 years of experience in IoT and power electronics domain. And these are our team. And we got, from our friends and family circle itself, we got potential advisors. And we have raised 30 lakhs investment so far from the friends and family circle. And we are looking for further expansion to launch our product globally. Now, actually, we are working with the version 1 of our product, and by July 17, we are launching our version 2 software with more optimization features for the machine. That is all about Olive IoT.
See, when you were mentioning that your competition is Siemens and Honeywell.
Yeah.
Siemens and Honeywell have deep pockets, and you were also mentioning there's one particular feature only that is actually missing from them in terms of customization.
Yes.
So I understand for like big companies, customization is very difficult, and that is your edge. But see, this is a good phase to be when you're 0 to 1. But how are you going to be, like, I would say, unique or have an edge when you go from 1 to 100?
Actually,
and why would they not want to implement the same feature, seeing you?
Actually, we are tying up with the OEMs. The Europe-based company is a OEM making special machines for biodigesters. So similar use case we already implemented in India. We implemented in one of the largest bioenergy company in India. Similar, we are getting traction, and we are one is we implemented in Karnataka, and the second one the one other project is in pipeline in Nagpur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are these paid pilots or?
Yes, completely paid pilot and 100% advance payment.
So all your customers have given you paid pilots?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah. What would be the unit cost?
Actually,
of the equipment?
Yeah, unit cost is 30,000 per unit.
Okay. And right now you're looking at scaling. You need funds for scaling.
Funds for scaling. Actually, we are launching our second version of dashboard, and by July 17. Before that, we are planning to raise 2 crores. And now, like the commercial model and all, we are iterating the commercial model.
Have you applied for any grants?
Yeah, we applied for this one, UK India Industrial Sustainability Grant.
Okay.
2 crore, 1.5 crore grant, but final round, it was not gone through.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, TNT team and Startup TN for giving me. I am pitching for the first time. This many time I was bootstrapping. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robin. Next, we have Mr. Krishnan Unni from Acutra Technologies.
Good morning. So myself, Krishnan Unni, representing Acutra Technologies Private Limited. So I'm proud to say that this is a faculty student startup from Tamil Nadu. So myself, working as an assistant professor for 6 years in a college, with my final year students, I was able to build this company. So basically, we are a research and development company handling in IoT, AI, and all. So the product, what I'm going to pitch is, this is called iCore. It's a unique technology which is used to predict accidents in heavy vehicles. So it's a patented technology. It's been built uniquely in India itself. It's been already piloted in some vehicles in India, and we got an opportunity to exhibit this in GITEX, one of the biggest event in the world, and we were shortlisted under 10 startups in the world for this product. So we got an opportunity to present this in Aramco also. So this is an unique system that can be attached in any vehicles. So you can see it. Back. So this is the product. You can see it. This is an attachable system that can be implemented in any vehicle. So the vehicle can be made as smarter. The driver behavior can be predicted. So this is the technology. So we are making use of AI, machine learning, and IoT for this system. So the product cost is around 50,000 rupee. So we are giving as a subscription model, like for the prediction and all, we are having the subscription model as the second thing. Okay. So these are the technology what we are included in the system. This is having machine learning, onboard computing. The main thing is this is an edge computing system, so we are not having any network or something. The entire processing happening on the system itself. So there is no lag in prediction. Okay. So we have the fleet management also, we can include it. This is a system. So already we got seed from Government of India. So we made use of that for the product development. Today we are going to launch the first model in this venue. So I'm very happy to launch the first version here. So now we are looking for an expansion, like a minimum of 2 CR for the next level of development. Thank you.
Good stuff. In fact, I just wanted to understand. So your customers would be fleet owners or OEMs?
OEMs plus fleet owners.
So OEMs, have you piloted with any OEM so far?
No. We already piloted in some vehicle, not with the manufacturer, with the
Fleet owners.
Fleet owners.
So how many systems have you placed and in how many vehicles?
More than 10 in India and 5 in Saudi.
Okay. And the 2 crore that you are asking would be dispersed in which manner? Do you have a breakup for that?
This is for the product development. We are fully looking for the
Only for the product
development and for the marketing also.
Okay. One suggestion I would actually say, also look at a company called High Tech Robotics. It's because they're already working with Bharat Benz, an OEM.
So this is a unique thing because this is a plug and portable device. So this can be used.
No, I'm talking about your core thing. When you said like accident detection. Accident detection will happen typically when a driver has fatigue. And number 2, when like maybe the road conditions are actually not very good. So there are devices already in the thing to actually detect the fatigueness of the driver because they actually drive for long.
This will be having the camera on board. So the driver behavior pattern will be analyzed. So plus the sensor value of the vehicle will be also be collected. So this is the onboard edge computing device. So we are not having any network or something. So in the device itself, it will process and will predict the chance of accident. So that's the main USB what we are projecting.
Perfect. But I would say also actually because research park is there.
Yeah.
IIT Madras Research, like, and I think Bharat Benz also has an incubation cell there.
Cells.
So I think working with them, because if you actually get a pilot from an OEM, the credibility and the validation
There will be
improves
more.
for your
Yeah.
funding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Sir. Thank
all
you.
the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krishnan. I request all the spectators to please be seated. I repeat, I request the audience to please be seated. Next up, we have Rajkumar from Kalki Energy Salvation.
Very good morning to all. This is Raj. I'm from a project management experienced professional as an electrical engineer. And this is our company, Kalki Energy Salvation. We are the first offshore hydropower plant developer in the world. This is an offshore hydropower plant that can provide reliable renewable energy without intermittency. This is an alternate and renewable energy as well as an alternate to energy storage technologies. Next slide. We are the solution for climate crisis, energy crisis, inflation, and also. This technology will be the game changer, the next big thing. We can provide reliable power anywhere, anytime, of any capacity. And our energy cost is less than solar, I would say that. We provide green power so that we can provide green hydrogen also under $1. These are the advantages of our pumped hydro stages. We don't require any reservoirs to be built. Hydropowers will be built at the bottom of the ocean. We create a differential pressure at the bottom of the ocean. Hence, we create the thrust and movement for the turbine to rotate. And disadvantages with the existing conventional hydropower plants is that you need to build a big reservoir, and the construction cost is very high, and it's a very time consuming process, and it impacts the environment in a larger way. And this is the difference between existing other renewables also. Solar, wind, they have intermittency just because they are source dependent. Sun never shines always, and wind doesn't blow always. But the ocean pressure remains constant throughout the year. So we are harvesting that pressure into energy. We can get an ROI of this investment within 1 year for large power plants. This is the prototype and the CFD analysis we have there. And this is the validation. We create a draft pressure at the one side of the turbine, and we can actually get the pressure harvested. This is experimented and successful. And we have a very huge market. I mean, the world has to move to renewable 100%. And this is the first of its kind technology that can actually power the whole world without intermittency or without the need of an energy storage devices. And soon, by next 5 years, this company will be as big as an Aramco. This will be the biggest energy company in the world. And we have a strong team. Since I am from a project management professional and worked in Middle East, and I have a team of big engineers group. And Mr. Dinesh Rajput, he already owns hydropower plants, and he's an EPC contractor. I'm actually taking part with his team also to implement this technology, and all others are my colleagues. Yeah. Any questions, sir?
Can you briefly explain how this technology works?
This is just like in conventional hydropower plants only. In conventional hydropower plants, for example, you are taking a balloon, inflating it first, and you are deflating it again. This is hydropower plant. Okay. In ocean, the pressure is already built. So 90% of the work is done by nature itself. The pressure is always there available in the ocean. I just have to tap it to get the energy out of it. So I'm not lifting the water above the atmospheric pressure. So I'm saving a lot there. So I'm able to convert the pressure of the ocean directly into energy without the need of a reservoir. I'll explain you in a personal sense, for sure. Anything else?
So currently is like has Dinesh Rajput invested in your company?
Yes, sir. He is actually doing one plant in Nepal, and I found another developer. He's ready. I mean, by next month we'll be signing a contract to do it in India itself, in Chhattisgarh.
So he's invested in your company.
Not. He's actually doing it for his own. Actually, I will be taking a royalty after commissioning of the plant.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the Honorable Minister Dr. Palnivel Thiagarajan and Additional Chief Secretary Mr. Dheeraj Kumar IAS presence in the Innovation Arena. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, sir. The dignitaries will now be touring the arena to interact with the startups and the stalls. Next we have Mr. Ranjit from Baby Wise.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ranjit from Baby Wise Networks. I'm going to present about our smart factory solutions for discrete manufacturing process. So where we stand today, bootstrap from 2017. We have 70 plus customers across the globe with the 25-member team sitting in South Tamil Nadu. We have been awarded one of the best brokers by University of Hungary. That is one of our achievements. Right. So we have been building frameworks on MQTT protocol for the first 2 years of inception, and then we transformed into building a smart factory solution for discrete manufacturing. The problem faced today by the manufacturers is like there is very little knowledge about what exactly is happening on the shop floor because they work on totally manipulated data which are manually entered by operators and supervisors. And these data sit on different softwares, and the current scenario of manufacturing has too many dynamics making short-sighted decisions for a long-term loss. Right. So what we do as a whole, right? So we have an end-to-end cloud-based MES solution which has a smart edge installed in each and every machine which can collect the availability, downtime and production information and send to the cloud. And we have an AI ML based planning automation software which can predict delays and suggest you what has to be done for delivering their products at the time. And the platform also supports from planning of raw materials till the product shipment. So what is our traction? So since inception, we have been having positive growth till the last financial year, and we are growing this year as well. So this is our competitors, and most of the competitors are having closed softwares which are on private clouds or on-premise solutions, targeting most of the enterprises. Right? We want to target the complete landscape of manufacturing with the MSMEs. We providing a cloud-based MSME, much affordable solution, increasing their availability and the performance. So this is our team. We have been working with Zoho for nearly 15 years before I found this Baby Wise Networks. We have a mix of technology as well as user experience experts who have been building this product. Right. What is our ask? So we have been planning to raise 1 million USD, which will be mostly spent on marketing and expansion into the developed countries. Right. Our product is ready, both in the scale of the MQTT frameworks as well as the manufacturing solution with the hardware and all the kind of suggestions required. So we'll be mostly spending this on our marketing. Right. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you.
So which other factories have you deployed your product right now?
Right, so we have been done in 7 shop floors Indomim, a metal injection molding company. We have digitized from compounding process till the machining process, including the heat treatment as well as the molding process. And the other factories which we have deployed all pure machining companies, machining process.
So you're saying there's no manual intervention of the data. Like say, for example, there's a CNC machine or a grinding machine. Like there's no manual intervention of the components because say, for example, no machinery. Because I've been in the manufacturing industry for some time. Like say, for example, if a CNC say for a particular component, they say they can produce 300 components. They can actually produce 270. So 270 becomes a benchmark, not 300, because that 300 is maximum. So generally it is 80% thing. So does your product require manual intervention to input that data, or doesn't require? It automatically feeds the data which the machine produces.
Okay, so we tap the utilization of the machine, right? The uptime of the machine, that is automatic. The production count is automatic, right? So the short stop times, that has been acquired and presented to the operator just to enter why it has been stopped. Maybe personnel or raw material shortage and things like that. Then maybe the quality is something they enter, quality counts again. And most of the operator entries will be a kind of select box, no numbers, no number entries from the operators. Everything is automated. Yeah.
Thank you, Ranjit. Thank you so much. I would like to once again welcome the Honorable Minister Dr. Palanivel Thiagarajan, the Additional Chief Secretary Mr. Dheeraj Kumar IAS, and other government dignitaries who will be touring around the innovation arena right now.
Yeah.
Are these paid pilots or are they?
That's a production. That's a production.
So they bought your product.
Yes.
So it's subscription based or?
All right. So these are all whatever we have done is like on-premise installation. This is more on one time plus AMC.
One time plus AMC. So you do not want to be bootstrapped like Zoho.
All right. One of the things is like we just want to push ourselves to the cloud MES. Right. Two reasons why we want to raise funds. We just want to go by a cloud-based provider. So which needs upfront capital for doing that. Number two is like we just want to expand into markets like US, Japan and Germany, which are the top manufacturers, right? For establishing the diversification, we need the fund. That's the reason for going for fund.
Okay. Have you explored debt?
No.
Okay.
This is the first time we are serious about raising fund.
Yeah.
Right. So
because there are these debt funding companies for startups also. Maybe you can explore that option too, so that you don't need to dilute much of your equity.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Yeah.
I'll do well.
All the best.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you everyone. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ranjit. I now invite Mr. Sarfaraz from Ausra Health to pitch.
Very good morning to you, everybody. I am Sarfaraz from Ausra Health. It's a Bombay-based company, and we are a healthcare startup, about 3 years old. And we are into healthcare scaling and upskilling for the healthcare professionals in the healthcare industry. It's a very exciting place to be here, and as you can see, it's an early startup. It's called Ausra Health. Ausra means early morning sign in some Spanish language. Okay, so I have a slightly outdated, late presentation. Is I don't have an update right now, but it'll serve the purpose. Okay, so our playground is healthcare industry and across India. Next. Okay, so as you can see that the healthcare market consists of doctors and hospitals, nurses, nursing staff, and the healthcare industry has a lot of requirement in terms of nurses and doctors, and the need is increasing, but we are falling short of the people. What we are trying to do is bridge the gap between the skills and upgrade the nursing, the skill, clinical skills of the doctors and nurses, right? So the requirement is about $110 billion in 2016, which has gone up to $372 billion in 2022, which has further increased by 2024, or likely to increase every year. So we have a requirement of 1.54 million doctors and 2.4 million nurses, and the gap is increasing because a lot of nurses are going abroad to UK, US, and other European countries, and the deficit is falling, increasing. So if you can see, the core issues are demand and supply gap. So there is huge demand for doctors and nurses, but the nursing staff is falling short. Lack of standardization in clinical processes, learning competencies for new skills. So there is a lot of gap between there. Difficulty in transitioning from theory to practical. Once a student, nursing student or doctors, fresh doctors, especially Ayush doctors, when they step out from the colleges, they are very raw and they require a lot of upskilling to be on the shop floor or the hospital floor. Graduation employee time is 3 to 4 months. Hospitals have to spend a lot of time and money and resources in inducting them and bringing them to their processes. The compound aggregate rate is about 143%, has gone up from $11 billion in 2020 to $65 billion in 2022. Next. Okay, so what we have developed is we developed technologies which are now further upgrading. So ours is basically two kind of models. One we do is face-to-face learning, and one is do through LMS methodology, where we develop mobile applications where we will train people, or people can learn at their convenience or their time, because nurses are on the floor and they don't have time to, and hospitals won't spare them during the clinical work. So they can do the learning upgradation at their own personal time. So this is a very simple process. You can see once you complete the course, you receive a certificate instantly, and the entire process is completed. This is a government certification, so this has value to the skills. What we're trying to do is, if we can look at I'm sorry. So what we're trying to do is create real-life situations through 3D modeling and virtual AI and artificial listening. So this is what the people will learn through real-life situations. They can actually simulate the learning, and this is a real-time classroom learning that they can experience. So this is called experiential learning. The core projects are basically develop courses for them. Basically e-learning sessions, clinical workshops. So these are the workshops that we developed, and these are based on a lot of research and extensive research that we've done, that these are the core areas of clinical skills that they require. We have partners like we are into CSR funding. We are looking for CSR funds We're looking at patient support programs. We're looking at working with medical devices companies so that we can give them proper clinical training on what devices, how they are to be used, because the device companies, when they manufacture and install the devices in the hospitals, they just show them the technical part of it, but not the clinical part of it. So our endeavor is to train them on medical devices usage. So this is the market opportunity that you see. This is the total addressable market, and the serviceable market is about 70 lakh people. What we're looking at is about 70,000 people as our target segment. This is our target market: students, customers, colleges, hospitals, medical device companies, governments, all kinds of categories. So our area is skilling and upskilling, trained professionals, and ready for deployment. This is how we endeavor, we see our services as. So we're trying to reduction the time of taken care for healthcare workers to get ready for employability, reduction in training cost, and time to to upskill themselves. By clinical training, we endeavor to reduce the time, the clinical errors, because clinical errors cost hospital very badly. They end up in causing damage to the patients also. Our endeavor is to reduce clinical errors, and then better patient handling of the in the hospitals. This is our how we see the area is, how the market opportunities. There are on the one side there is YouTube, which is a lot of content, but not organized content. Then there are other players in the market. There are this competition from Apollo. We see Apollo as one this thing. Vivo has gone down right now. Max Healthcare and a couple of other competitors, and we see Osra as one of the most structured and technology-based solution providers. So this is how we look at our market strategy. We're looking at digital marketing. We're looking at how to go to market strategies. We want to develop a team for direct sales, for operations and systems, technology, use of technology, better technology, keep on improving the technology all the time. Implementation, ensuring quality at the same time. That quality is very important for us. And customer benefit satisfaction. Our strategic alliances are looking at corporate health programs. We're looking at corporate social responsibility, medical device companies, partnership with government. So we're looking at Andhra Pradesh State Development Skill Corporation. We're looking at Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation. We're looking at education platforms, business associates, and other healthcare fora like that. And we're also doing direct marketing. So this is our journey so far. We have trained about 120 organizations, and about the number has gone up to 7,500. Yes, yeah. Okay. So this is our revenue so far. This snapshot of how we are placed, how we are poised to grow. Our customer acquisition cost is 9363, and we're looking at, when we go to nursing colleges, we're looking at a 48-month cycle, so 4-year BSc nursing, and then cycle continues. So this is how we're planning to go. Our revenue is, customer acquisition cost 2011 is 1.37%. This is the snapshot. That number has again gone up. Yeah, sure. Okay, so this is the presentation. I'm at stall number SP25. Anybody we can talk. So I'll have to wrap this presentation. This is a snapshot of the work that we have done, the journey so far. I thank you so much. I am available at a stall number SP25, and we have been supported by STPI Bhubaneswar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Sasfaraz. I would now like to welcome Honorable Minister Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan, Department of iTNDS, and Mr. Dheeraj Kumar, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary to Government, Department of iTNDS, and Ms. Vanitha Venugopal, CEO, iTNT Hub, to the dais. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, sir. We are so honored to have you with us. It is time for the most awaited highlight for the day, product launches. We have a lineup of amazing products that are all set to be launched, and we want you to witness the launch of these future-ready products. I kindly request the Honorable Minister Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan, Department of ITNDS, to launch these products in the presence of Mr. Dheeraj Kumar, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, and Ms. Vanitha Venugopal, Chief Executive Officer, iTNT Hub. Please, sir. First on the line, we have Kaimatech Private Limited. Kaimatech has created a one-stop solution for mastitis management with products for the detection, prevention, and treatment of mastitis. I request Mr. Rahul to get onto the stage for the product launch. Yes. Chimetech has created a one-stop solution for mastitis management with products for the detection, prevention, and treatment of mastitis for increasing milk production and quality of the milk. Thank you so much, Chimetech. I request Ms. Aishwarya and Mr. Parameshwar Babu from Blink Smart Homes to launch their product. The product that Blink Smart Homes is launching today with us are IoT smart switches and smart plugs in a recently launched advanced protocol called Thread with Matter Standard, which has multiple advantages over the current protocols like Wi-Fi or Zigbee. I now request Mr. Akash from Automex to get on the stage to launch his product. Automex is all set to launch their product, Heka, that brings cartoon-like characters into real life and engage kids in super fun, creative and educational activities. Automex is all set to launch their product Heka that brings cartoon-like characters into real life and engage kids in super fun and educational activities. I now request Mr. Krishnan Unni from Accutra Technologies to get on the stage. Accutra Technology, a pioneering IoT and AI startup at the forefront of solving technological challenges. It is an intelligent vehicle monitoring system that can predict the occurrence of accidents or accident-prone areas that can potentially save lives. I request Mr. Akshay and Mr. Tejaswin from Kluber Technologies to get on the stage. We have Kluber Tech Labs with us to launch their next-gen no-code workflow builder to help problem solvers and non-developers cut down the time to develop custom applications by 10 times. Next, we have Kinhood Technologies. I would like to invite Ms. Gayatri Tyagarajan to get on the stage, please. Kinhood Technologies Private Limited is launching hyperlocal media to connect local audiences. Making connections in the local neighborhood community has never been simpler before.
With the advent of internet, social media and smartphones, everything you need is available in the touch of a button. Sitting in Harrington Road, you know what is happening in New York and in Timbuktu. And you probably are able to participate or react to it virtually. However, we spend a considerable amount of time, almost over 60% of the time at home in our neighborhood. But we are oblivious to what goes on there. How many times have you said, I did not know about this event? I wish I could say this to everyone. Gosh, I'm not around for the show. Wish I could watch it later. This list goes on. Imagine if you could watch, read and share everything about T Nagar instead of Timbuktu. Imagine if your local cricket match was telecast live for friends and family. Or if you can get the latest offerings at your local store. Or if you're an entrepreneur and you're able to communicate to your community about the goods and services you offer. Wait, I haven't left the pious people in the room out. You guys can definitely watch the puja from your local Sai Baba temple live or the Sunday Mass live. Yes, all of this is possible on your mobile. That's what Kin is about. It's the platform that will get you connected and integrated with everything that is really happening around you. So what are you waiting for? Download Kin and truly know your neighborhood where we belong.
Good morning, everyone. This is Gayatri, founder and CEO of Kinhood Technologies. I'd like to thank Mr. PTR Palnivel Tyagarajan, Honorable Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services, and his team for the opportunity to launch Kin at the Umagine Innovation Center. The video that we just saw explained the challenges that we face in this unprecedented age of global communication. Even though we know everything that's happening around the world, we really don't know the problem is that we don't know what is happening around us in our own areas, in Velachery, in Tambaram, and in T Nagar and ECR and so on. With most mainstream media and popular media moving towards international, national and state level news, events, sports, culturals and so on, there is a very big gap that's actually there. So you do have local tabloids and social groups giving limited information about everything that's happening around us, but it's not digital, it's not real time, and they do have a very limited presence. So that's what Kin is about. It's a platform that's triangulating television, print and social media for every hyperlocal community. So Chennai, our first market, has been divided into 14 hyperlocal zones. Each zone, for example, T Nagar will have its own T Nagar channel, T Nagar will have its own T Nagar print, and it will also have its own T Nagar social media. So we are just not only an entertainment providing application, we are trying to create or build hyperlocal communities and also a marketplace for everyone to actually live in. We believe that your neighborhood is your first stepping stone before you enter the world. So once you're on that stage, there are no limits as to where you can go. So there's unique opportunities that's available for everyone, be it talent or be it small businesses. Talents, you actually have reality singing shows which are very popular today. Almost every year, 50,000 people apply for singing competitions. Only 5,000 of them make it for the auditions. And less than 100 people get, show their face on TV. And only 30 of them, travel long enough for us to remember their names. So what happens to the others? What platforms do we actually give in? Here in Kin, they'll be able to show their talent and they'll be a celebrity in their own neighborhood, in their own spaces. Also for small businesses, we have this element where they're able to communicate their products and services. A shirt shop or a clothes store can tell people, what are the new things that are available. We're trying to promote local businesses and also local entrepreneurs. We're trying to help them to compete in this digital world so that the old local economy continues to exist and thrive. As a this is a tech launch, so I do want to actually talk a little bit about startups and a couple of things. My organization, it is an experienced startup. Startups are usually with younger people. So my management team and I, we have collectively over 150 years of experience, the 6 of us, across the world in tech, in media, and in running businesses across the world. From a tech perspective, we have a very, very strong mobile streaming platform team. We're currently using scalable cloud infrastructure and are fully native on both Android and iOS. We're using Kotlin, Swift, Node.js, and Golang. We're still hiring a lot of people, and we will be growing quite a bit. Chennai will only be the first market, after which we would be entering the rest of Tamil Nadu, and we'll also be going other places as well, other states too. Kin will become a disruptor in the media space. You all know that, like everyone today is very glued on to their or mobile phones. Even I'm holding this now for my speech now, particularly with the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha groups that are there. In India, we have over 1 billion telephone users, smartphone users in our country, and this is a very, very growing number. The age of television or radio and other things have gone. So everything that you want is currently available in the touch of your button only on the phone. And we will actually make a difference in how hyperlocal communities communicate, share, and grow together. So I'd request all of you to download Kin. That's where we belong, and you can actually listen to it. While this is on, we are still a media platform. So Anirudh has created a Kin anthem for us. And I think the team said that they'll try and actually play it on. So you can download the songs as well later, and you can download the app and you can listen to it too. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
உலக நாடுகள்ல நடக்கிறதுலாம் நமக்கு தெரியும். ஆனா நம்மள சுத்தி இருக்கிற கடைங்க, இடங்க, ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ், ஈவென்ட்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் நமக்கு தெரியுமா? சோ இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்க shall we kin? விரலை நான் போர்க்க இதயம் இதயம் நாம் சேர்க்க புதிய உலகை நாம் பார்க்க shall we begin, shall we kin? Knock knocking, குட்டி குட்டி talking, rocking, நம்ம ஏரியாவை rocking, knock knocking, அக்கம் பக்கம் knocking, நீ நான் நாம் handshaking. கிண்ணிலே கிண்ணிலே கிட்டும் பண்ண தூக்கல் காரணம் இது ஹைப்பர் லோக்கல் நம்ம ஆப்புக்குள்ள நம்ம நக்கல் நம்ம மக்கள் திரையிலே திருவிழா கின் 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 என்ன கின் 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 ஆலண்டெல்லாம் சோக்கு கின் 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 நெய்பர்ஹுட் டோக்கு கின் 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 நம்ம ஏரியா நம்ம பிரைடு கிண்ணில் வந்து சேரு ஏரியா ஸ்கூலுங்க ஏரியா ஷாப்புங்க ஏரியா ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் கிண்ணுக்குள்ள இருக்கு உலகம் சின்னது அழகா மின்னது ஆட்டம் எல்லாம் இருக்கு நம்ம ஒரு முறுக்கு ஏரியா கிளப்புங்க ஏரியா ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுங்க ஏரியா மார்க்கெட் கிண்ணுக்குள்ள இருக்கு நம்ம ட்ரைப் இது நம்ம வைப் இது கிண்ணுக்குள்ள இறங்கு தொடர்ந்து கணக்கு விரலை நாம் போர்க்க இதயம் இதயம் நாம் சேர்க்க புதிய உலகை நாம் பார்க்க shall we begin, shall we kin?
Thanks everyone. Sorry we couldn't play the video because it was last minute, but I'm sure that it'll start circulating in social media soon, so you'll be able to see it. Thanks a lot for the opportunity, sir. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gayatri. The next item on the agenda is a partner felicitation. Our partners play a huge role in supporting our vision in nurturing the innovation ecosystem of Tamil Nadu. I would like to request Mr. Dheeraj Kumar IAS, Additional Chief Secretary to Government IT and DS Department, Government of Tamil Nadu, to felicitate our innovation partners in the presence of our Honorable Minister, Dr. Palanivel Thiagarajan. I would like to invite Mr. Shanmuga Anandaraman, Director, Social Impact from Freshworks Technologies, onto the stage, please. Ms. Uma, Chief of Staff from Kaveri Medical Trust. Mr. Sunil Varghese, General Manager HR from Tube Investments. Mr. Dilli Babu from Paytm Foundation. Mr. Prabhakar from State Bank of India. Ms. Logeshwari from Zoho Corp. Thank you, partners. Your support is most appreciated. Thank you so much, sir. I now request Team iTNT Hub to get on the stage for a photo op with the dignitaries. I sincerely thank our Honorable Minister Dr. Palnivel Thiagarajan and Mr. Dheeraj Kumar, IAS Additional Chief Secretary to Government IT and DS Department for choosing to spend time with us in launching these next-gen products and felicitating the contributors to the Tamil Nadu innovation ecosystem. Thank you so much, sir. is hard. Finding the right investment opportunities is often a challenge to most entrepreneurs. We have Mr. Krishna Chaitanya, CEO, TNI FMC, to talk about TN innovation funding landscape. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity and very good morning. Looks like it's a bustling crowd and a very vibrant atmosphere out here. To talk about the funding in the investment space or the landscape per se, I just wanted to at least start with a corollary or an example. In a civilization, what is something that we infer as, if I may say, innovation and advancement? I think the one thing which comes to our mind is the rockets, the space, the rockets and everything else. In a rocket, if you see, there are these three nozzles typically on the large rockets, and the three have to work in sync and they have to fire properly. And I would really look at them as the government policy, the ecosystem and the financing. And all three needs to really work in tandem, in sync for a successful mission. So the innovation, if we have to imagine the rocket as the innovation, all these three need to work in tandem. Let's look at the government policies. At the government policy end, we have to really see where the state is one of the first states to have a non-lapsable innovation fund is Tamil Nadu, and which means every budget, whatever is the allocation, the fund doesn't lapse. So that's the focus on innovation. And yes, if you look at the state has always had innovation at the core. There was a point in time when people said that you can't find a German equipment, sophisticated German equipment. People said, let's go to Coimbatore and get that same equipment or something which is working as good as that. The same Coimbatore industrial hub has been a center of innovation. Large industrial innovations have happened. CNC machines which were designed there ended up producing lot of great products. The other areas where innovation, where the government policies have been demonstrated is on the innovation initiatives. We see a lot of, if I may say, people make a lot of announcements on innovation and multiple numbers are behind that. But if you really look at what, as a government, what is the innovation which has gone through, we looked at the report cards. The announcements are always there, but the report cards, when you look at it, Tamil Nadu has about, in the last financial year, close to 700 crores of innovation initiatives which have been funded. And this is a report card. This is not announcements. This is not something that may happen in the future, but this is what has already happened. So with that, we'll just go on to, there are other policy initiatives. There is the innovation policy which gets updated every few years. But then we are focusing on finance. So let me just go to the next level, which is the ecosystem. We have a very vibrant innovation ecosystem with something like about 7,700 startups, 100 plus incubators, including iTNT and IIT Madras Research Park and the other incubators within the IIT in Chennai. We have every major technical institute in the state having an incubation center, which is something which we don't see elsewhere. Then we also need to look at who are the various angel networks. But of course, that I will cover in the financing, which I believe is the third nozzle. So when you look at funding and what has come out of that funding, we have to see that there are 5 unicorns at last count, which have come out from Tamil Nadu. But is this something that is enough? if we have to make a very, if I may say, a comparison between the GDSP of Tamil Nadu and let us say the GDP of Israel, which is by far recognized as the innovation hub globally or the innovation center, the amount of startup funding which goes in Israel is about $26 billion. We have about $2 billion of funding which has gone. Again, the classification differs depending on which data set we access. With that being where it is, the other areas of Israel where we should really take some inspiration from is that it has about 100 unicorns against the 5 that we have. And most importantly, it's not the numbers, but while numbers provide us some milestones, the most important thing to understand is most of these entrepreneurs with these unicorns are second and third time investors or startups. So which means beyond a point, the startup is not about making the money or achieving a unicorn status, but it is just for the sake of innovation, which I think is one area that we need to really work together as the entire ecosystem and the government to nurture. Again, if you look at it, they do have similar or about 2 times the number of accelerators, again, that we can attribute to the population. But then Tamil Nadu has, as I've already mentioned, about 100 plus incubators, and they have about 200 plus incubators. When it comes to funding, I think I would start by indicating whatever is the innovative use of resources for common good. And I would quote from the Kural 212, which means the wealth acquired should be used for benevolent purposes and innovation. So this means that we need to really see where the deployment of funding and how it has been done. We have already demonstrated that about 700 crores has come from the government, way at the top. On the other end, we have close to about 20 plus active angel networks, which have been fostering the innovation. And we also have about 20 plus active funds which are operating in Tamil Nadu, apart from the various family offices which are investing, and there is no unified or a uniform data set available. But yes, what can be established is that there is a very active set of investors, active players who want to foster and invest in innovation. Where is it that we seem to be lacking? When I look through the number of patents which have been filed over the last, till the last financial year, we get something like about an 82,000 numbers, and the largest number of patents are filed in Tamil Nadu, which is about 7,800, about 10% of the entire patents. But where are these, and when I look through who are the top 10 institutions who are filing these patents, about 5 or 6 of them are from Tamil Nadu, which include the IIT Madras, which include even the private institutions or the colleges. But what is happening beyond these patent filings? One of the things that, one of the most, if I may say, recent conversations that I've had with somebody at IIT Madras is that they file about 1 patent every day. And the job of that department is to figure out how this patent really translates into something which can solve a problem, something which can be used to establish a startup, something which can really be scaled up and used over a wider canvas or in the wider geography. So that is an area where we need to really work on. And like I have already taken the example of the rocket, the 3 nozzles firing properly, despite all that, there is one little element which is required. Some people may call it luck, some people may call it the divine grace, but that is what ensures that the mission is successful despite all the efforts that go into it and everything coming in. Here, I would like to establish something similar, which is needed in our own entrepreneurial framework, which is probably what the economists call as the animal spirits, which can take the GDP to the next level. Again, from a historical fact, the Cholas controlled what I was given to understand about 20% of the global GDP during their peak, which established the people as natural entrepreneurs and traders. What I believe we seem to really, I'll not say lag, but we really need in a little bit more proportion is that spirit, where we can take that, where we identify the clear problems, how the problems can be solved, and take the advantage of the ecosystem which is providing us with those patents and so many inputs, and then take everything forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request you to stay on stage to felicitate the iTNT Hub Bootcamp graduates shortly. iTNT Hub's Idea Validation Bootcamp is an intensive 8-week program aimed at training faculty members and from engineering colleges and entrepreneurs across Tamil Nadu on deep tech technologies, innovation, and entrepreneurship. I would like to congratulate the graduating batch of Cohort 1 on successful completion of the program. It is with great pleasure I invite on stage the graduates from Cohort 1 to receive their certificates and share their experience with iTNT Hub's Bootcamp in less than a minute. First off, we have Dr. Ananthanarayanan Krishnamurthy, Assistant Professor, SRM University. Dr. Ananthanarayanan Krishnamurthy, please share your experience in less than a minute. You can use.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm Professor Ananthanarayanan from SRM University. My area of research is on renewable energy, especially I work on solar photovoltaics. We have a library of US patents and Indian patents also. So actually, since I'm a professor, I was looking at the 3P model. First, we started with publications, then we went to patents. Now we are looking at some product development. And that was the idea. So when I was just looking at, I saw this bootcamp program was there. So I just applied with all my patents and credentials and I got selected. I attended this bootcamp. And this bootcamp was really a very exciting program. It was intensive. It ran for almost 8 weeks. So this 8 weeks program was structured in such a way that it was split into 4 different sessions where we got a complete, for me it was a complete eye-opener. We got a lot of details, how to really do a startup, and there are a lot of information they gave, how to register a company, how to go ahead with pitching sessions and how to get grants from different arenas. It was extremely helpful for me. So I take this opportunity to once again thank this iTNT Hub, especially few names I would recall here with gratitude. One is Madam Vanitha Venugopal, who is the CEO of this iTNT Hub. And then Mr. Nikhil Mupavarapu, Mr. Shivendra and Mr. Prem Kumar and all the other associates who are on the stage for giving me this opportunity. I thank you iTNT once again for this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Dr. G. Jocelyn Ratnakumar, Associate Professor and HOD, SRM University, Chennai. Ms. Jocelyn. Dr. Ashwin Kumar Narasimhan, Associate Professor, SRM, Chennai. Dr. Ashwin Kumar Narasimhan. Okay, I invite Ms. Hema on behalf of Dr. Ashwin Kumar Narasimhan to collect this certificate, please. Thank you, Hema. I would now invite Dr. S. Praveen Kumar, Associate Professor, Kongu Engineering College, Erode, to collect this certificate. Would you like to share some words, sir? Dr. Senthil Kumar Kandasamy, Assistant Professor, Kongu Engineering College, Erode. Mr. E. Lokeshwaran, Founder, Tamil, Chennai. Mr. K. S. Karthikeyan, Founder, Vale Robotics Limited. Mr. Balaji Kuppusamy, Founder, Builder Plus. Thank you so much, participants. Thank you so much, Chaitanya, sir. We'll now take a 5-minute recess and then proceed with student pitches. We're now starting the student pitch sessions. I would like to welcome our chief guest or judges, Mr. Ashwin Ganesh from We Founder Circle, Mr. Satish from Inc. 42. Thank you so much for being here with us, sir. First on stage, we have Vijay Venkatesh from Madras Institute of Technology.
Good evening, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, S. Ashwant, the CEO and technical head of AgroSwad. We empower farmers in maximizing their crop productivity and increasing their lifestyle by an instant soil health analyzer integrated with fertilizer recommendation systems and services. In today's modern scientific agricultural arena, there are plenty of problems faced by farmers that includes lack of access and transportation to soil testing laboratories. Soil testing is basically a time-consuming process and it requires technical expertise. And this creates a ruckus. The existing solutions include the presence of agricultural laboratories, terrain-specific geomapping, and one another instant soil measuring device called Bhuparikshak. But the latter creates a heavy incurrence on the pockets of farmer. It costs about single to couple of lakhs. What do we propose for the same? We create a soft sensor and hardware sensor with a novel 7-in-1 integrated sensor and time of flight distance ranging sensor VLX6180X sensor that yields the patent. The embedded hardware comes with a fertilizer recommendation system, and we provide booking services via mobile application, calls, WhatsApp texts, etc. Our team includes myself, and our company is the result of a hard work of a single woman, Ms. Deepa Shri, the co-founder and the chief product officer, because she had a good time running from her fields to the laboratories. Our team includes Mr. G. Vijay Venkatesh, the chief financial manager, and Ms. K. Sivashakti, the chief manufacturing officer. We have our mentors from technical side and both agricultural side. Dr. N. Papa, from the Department of Instrumentation Engineering from the MIT campus. She has ample amount of expertise in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning. And Dr. P. Kannan from TNAU Coimbatore. We are currently incubation with TNAU Coimbatore, Dr. P. Kannan. And he has ample amount of expertise in the field of soil science, and he helps us with our field works. The current status of our project is that we are being currently funded by Balakamalam Environmental Panel. A fund of rupees 1 lakh and odd has been released for the developmental expenses. We are halfway through our software UI interface, which has been displayed over there. And considering the hardware, we are in currently prototyping and validation stage. The prototyping will be carried out in scheduled phases with the Balakamalam panel. What do we provide? We provide comprehensive agronomic service that includes 3 schematics. Service-based booking, basically the agricultural people, the farmers, laboratory professionals can book our services for instant on-field soil test assessment scheme. The sales-based, which is basically based on the B2C model, direct sales to large-scale farming practitioners and laboratory professionals. And we provide for the small scale farmers, we provide that by utilizing the government schemes and subsidized rate. The product is yet to be patented, but patenting is a piece of cake since we are using the novel time of flight distance ranging sensor to emphasize on it. What benefits do we provide? We provide precision agriculture and we maximize the crop productivity of a farmer. AI analysis of the sensor data comes into play here. AI intervention increases the crop productivity and we will test it on the field. A farmer saves his cost. The farmer saves his time. Our farmer saves his resources by the source we provide in AgroSwad. What customer segments do we focus on? It's basically a broader perspective. We focus on the large scale customer segments by direct sales, which accounts about 11% of the total farming practices. We also focus on these. We also focus on the middle and smaller scale by government schemes, etc. Mediocre farming. For the mediocre farming, we focus it by ad-based and affiliate-based and subscription-based. We have our user interface. For using our user interface, we provide subscriptions. For the laboratory professionals, basically it's a 1 week long procedure for soil health analysis and recommendations, providing the recommendations. It's a 1 week long procedure. But the thing is, we measure it instantly on the field, and we have this scheme where we provide the recommendations for those of the illiterate farmers, and those of who can access the user interface, they get the recommendations through AI and ML on their own. As said, our revenue model involves direct sales B2C model to the larger scale and laboratory professionals, while affiliate based, subscription based and ad based to the mediocre farming scale. And we also have this digital agro government schemes, for which the government helps us in covering every nuance of agricultural land in India by providing our product and subsidized rate. AgroSwad gives the farmer the taste of their own soil. Thank you. Any questions encouraged?
Yeah. Have you guys spoken with some FPOs or done field trials?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Have you guys spoken with some FPO organizations or farmer organizations?
Yeah. We are in, since we are currently in incubation with TNAU, our mentor has connected us with many number of farmers from Coimbatore, basically from Coimbatore and Madurai. We are in contact with them, and we will be in trial process once after the prototyping is done.
And your soil testing will be at entire farm level or at a sort of sample basis?
It will be on the field testing instantly. The result will be provided in 90 seconds.
Across the farm or just certain section of the farms?
Across the farm. We basically divide. For an acre, we need 4 nodal points for giving the particular accuracy and recommendations. So for a single acre, we have 4 nodal points near the roots, and when the amount of acre increases, we'll have more number of nodal points that accounts for the accuracy.
Only thing I think maybe you guys need to relook at is your go-to-market strategies.
Understood.
And the business revenue model, because ad revenues, I doubt you will make significant in this segment.
Understood. What we thought is that ad revenues will basically focus on mediocre farming, because a mediocre farmer, this is basically idea based. A mediocre farmer will have a TV in his home, will have a mobile in his home, will have an access to internet, and via these three we'll be able to cover mediocre farming, I guess.
Yeah, it's just that I think you guys are expecting that a farmer will be as tech savvy as you guys. Given that it's a farming, those guys will be more relying on their known sources. So you may have to look at village level executives or entrepreneurs who can cross-sell your products.
Understood. We are also in contact with some ruralized banks, who has agreed to have stalls on their banks. Rural banks, they provide farmer loans, and while providing loans, we are also helping these farmers by setting up the stalls on these before these banks, so that the farmers will get in contact with us.
What is your validation timeline? Like when you...
We have proposed a 6 months timeline. Since we need large number of data sets for the same, we have proposed a 6 months timeline in scheduling phases.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Priyanshu from College of Engineering, Gindi.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Myself Subramaniam and my teammate Priyanshu, we are here to present our product GlucoZen, which is a portable, painless and precise wearable healthcare monitoring system. Okay. Yeah. So when we look at the problems that we aim to address using our product, it is that among the 500 million people in the world who are affected with diabetes, among 30 to 40% of these people are affected with a complex condition of that known as hyperosmolar hyperglycemic disorder, which is quite dangerous and has a mortality rate of over 20%. But since we are observing that we do not have standardized means of diagnosing such a critical disease, we wanted to develop a non-invasive system that does not get into the painfulness or the contagious factors that an invasive system can provide. So for that purpose, we have designed a very affordable and user-friendly device which enables the non-invasive and continuous monitoring of sweat from the person, and we integrate the results of this sweat analysis wirelessly into an app which enables the microfluidic and electrochemical results to be fed to the doctors, the patients, or whoever it is necessary with. So why is it that we chose these means to go about our product is because when we look at certain existing people in the market, such as the D-Pocket, Eversense or GlucoTrack, we can see that even though they use non-invasive techniques, their interaction with chemicals is not, the chemicals secreted by the body is not that great. They depend upon more of photonics and optical conditions to evaluate the medical conditions, and that is not something that we're looking at. As proven by blood glucose analysis, the interaction with the chemicals secreted by the body is of utmost importance, and hence that's our USP. We enable the continuous and non-invasive monitoring of diabetes, and it's a portable and convenient patch. It can be worn on the wrist of a patient, and the main thing is the accessibility and affordability, because we take into consideration microfluidic means of acquiring sweat and analysis. So the integration of microfluidics into wearable devices is something that the market is hugely booming upon, and we would like to pitch ourselves over there. And the stability of sweat as a biomarker has been proved, and we are working on the same to provide stable and consistent results.
Yeah, so we plan to aim for the wearable healthcare market, which is right now the TAM is at $44.2 billion, out of which the SAM comes out to be 3.4, and in India, the practically obtainable market which we are looking forward to is a $60 million market, where it's increasing at a rate of 5 to 16 depending upon the area where the patients are. Right now, when we talk about our startup, we are at the prototyping development stage, where we have already completed the design and simulation. The simulations have validated the proof of concept. Right now, we are reproducing the same results in the physical domain, which would be followed by testing and optimization, and finally the product and market. Finally, when we talk about the pricing of the device is 50% cheaper than the non-invasive wearables which are available in the market, which are just specific to one analyte, which is glucose, whereas this particular device would be taking care of 4 different analytes and give a more comprehensive approach to this particular state, which is HHS. If we consider one particular important point in this pricing, it's the sensor. The sensor itself is priced at 0.03% of the whole price. It means that it's made of 10 rupees for one particular sensor which would be on the patch. which increases the scale at which we can increase the production of the sensor. And finally, even when we sell it at half the price, the profit is 25% of it. Finally, we are here looking for a funding of a total of 1 lakh, which would help us finish our development, product development, our testing, and the basic needs which would require to get the whole prototyping done right now. Yeah, I am very glad to introduce our team to you. It's me, Priyanshu, the CEO, our mentor, Dr. R. Parameshwari ma'am, and two of my co-mates, Janni GK and Sai Sarandan R, along with Subramaniam, who's here. Thank you. We will happy to answer your questions.
The product you are sort of planning to launch, it will be more for self-use. A doctor cannot use the readings for his prescription, correct?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, let me put it. Can a doctor use the reading from your sensors for prescription purpose? Have you checked whether it's sort of approved as per the FDA norms or the whatever the regulate?
Right now, the norms related to wearable tech for a healthcare are not standardized yet, but they are into they are in the process. I had contact with BIS, and they are in the process of making those standards. And the way we are going about it, it's an electrochemical sensing modality, which is taking the technology back to how it's done in the lab. So it would be much more viable than the methods which are being done right now, where they're using different kind of electromagnetic waves. So when the standards come in, our product would be the most viable option in the market.
Have you spoken with some doctors and seen whether they will recommend such a product?
So doctor will have to recommend this product, as we have conversation with just a few like family or friends who are doctors. They have to recommend this because HHS, as a diabetic state, it does not have a standardized diagnostic approach. This device will help doctor get that information. From there they can find the markers out. So they will be using it to standardize their way of approach.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So you'll be manufacturing the device in-house?
Yes, sir.
So right now, like, so what are your plans for that? Will you be importing any components, or everything will be in-house?
So the production of the sensor, which is the electrochemical sensor, it is micro scale. So it will be produced in a mass in house. Apart from that, it has electronics parts which will be outsourced, but it can be outsourced in India itself. It's not too much of a tech, just for communication of that electrochemical signal. That's what we need the electronics for, nothing else.
And finally, when we're developing the app to convey our results in a wireless manner to the patient or to the doctor, we are ensuring that we are able to outsource it within our own in-house parameters, so that we can not rely upon any external source of technology. We don't want to import material or technology for the purpose of our product. So that's the main aim, sir.
So where are you? Have you got any few validation points where people have told, yes, we are going to use your product for 6 months or thing?
So actually, right now, since we are in the prototype development stage, we cannot go to that phase of customer feedback. I think once we are ready with our first couple or 3 prototypes, we can then let a certain sample users introduce our product to them, and then gain that feedback and move on with our products.
All right, thank you.
So just to add on to it, the way we are using wearable tech right now, everyone having at least 50% in this room would have a wearable tech on their hand or on their wrist. It streamlines the process that whatever we're going to be bringing, it's not a change in behavior, it's just the change in band which they're going to be wearing. Okay. So it would be better in the same comfort which they have right now.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanshu and team. Next up, we have Divakar B from Madras Institute of Technology.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. Myself Divakar B, a final year student of Department of Automobile Engineering from MIT campus. So our our to-be product is an amine-based CCS technology, which started as a simple final year project, and it's currently in the prototyping stage, and we intend to make it into a product. So what we took as a problem or opportunity existing in this society was, like, there have been norms like BS4, BS6, etc. so on. Like, we don't know what or when, how the norms change in the future. Someday, the Indian government may announce that we need to control CO2 in the upcoming stages owing to a net zero, or we need to become a carbon negative in the future. So there are systems which exist in industries in order to conserve CO2, like they are like large plants and tanks which we use amine solutions. So what we intended was to make it into a compact device, like which can be retrofitted into an old automobile, or it can be fitted into a new tech to an existing or upcoming automobile. So what are the existing alternatives? You may ask why amines. Like, there are many other for CO2 separation or sequestration techniques. So there are some membrane separation, pre-combustion, but most widely used after treatment technique in the existing automobiles is after the combustion has occurred, and mostly in the tailpipe. So go with the idea that's already in the society and which makes it acceptable to others. So what we did was, we took a lot of research, and from the existing data we made our own amine blend, which is to be used in our prototype, and we found out the efficiency of the product is around 81%. Then, like, there are, or now we did it with a partial dilution technique, like taking a part of sample or part of the exhaust, and which provides 80. When gone with full exhaust gas, like the whole load is sent into the setup, under laboratory conditions, I think we get it around 75 to 80. So the efficiency doesn't change much with the change of gas which we are sending in. So, like, as I have said previously, we have done the laboratory testing and we calculated everything for our design. It's slightly in the prototype stage. So this was what the laboratory experiment which we conducted for this product. So this is our model, just to provide an idea to the people existing here. This doesn't have the full or any full capacity of the whole thing. So our team consists of around 8 members, few from the automobile engineering department and few from the electronics engineering department. We intend to make it into an fully automated process, like the valves and the other things get shut down under the whole coding thing. And the code is also done by our classmates or project mates, and it is like a wholly our thing. And plus we are mentored by Dr. P. Sendal Kumar, Associate Professor from the MIT campus for this whole project, and we are doing it for around a year. So how are we unique? Like, this design is intended for a defined engine, like it changes from engine to engine. For different engine, it produces unique results, and it needs unique value or unique need or setup, unique setup. So plus in the future, if the company or the consumer needs to change the amount of CO2 that he needs to absorb, the tech can be adjusted to such. So who do we think our customers might be? First and foremost, we currently focus on engine manufacturers. Like, instead of straight going up to automobile company and approach, use our product or see whether a prototype works, we try to push it with gensets and engine manufacturers which are stationary in the present. So they might have more chance of using our product as a prototype. So how do we generate revenue from this, you may ask? If you are going to make a product, there should be a profit, right? So first is, after the prototype has been made successful, you can convince companies to buy the whole setup and fit it in their product. So that generates a pot of income. Nextly, we can rent it to people. Like, there is a need where CO2 needs to be absorbed in a particular occasion, and they don't need the whole setup. You can rent the product. Then the amine blend is specific to us, and as the value changes, they need the specific blend. So we can provide them with the amine blends too. Plus, not the least, we can, since the product is ours, like the setup is ours, we can service and maintenance it any time they want. So what the consumer gains, like if they are sequestrating CO2, they can sell it. Rightly, CO2 is being sold at rupees 20 per kg. So the consumer who buys this can profit from this as well. Plus, in the initial stages, we have decided or plan to go with carbon credits. That is, give them the rate or a part of the discount cost for the amount of CO2 which they absorb. Thanks, everyone.
Why will an automobile company like an OEM buy your product?
The idea has been existing since 2010, and no company has made it public that they are having a sole CO2 separating after treatment device. Also, there is a company called Aramco which has been into it, but they haven't showed much presence in the market either. So if the government intends to do so, which it will do so in the future, then we think if we become an option, they need to approach us.
You were talking about you wanted to actually first approach these genset companies. Have you approached Kirloskar or Cummins?
So we are planning to do so since it is in the prototyping stage, and we need to conduct our test experiments for the prototype. We are doing our first prototype for the stage. So after we have done it, we'll certainly approach them.
No, but do you have like a in-house? Have you bought an engine and are you?
Yes, sir. We have got an Kirloskar engine and we are working it.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You said that for each engine, the output level of CO2 changes. So accordingly, your product also will have to be fine-tuned accordingly. Don't you think that that's a cumbersome process, because every time a OEM or a genset guy comes with a new set of engines, he will have to work with you and redo the entire thing?
So it's not like redoing the whole thing. The setup remains the same. Only a small thing or the temperature or the amine blend, such things only will vary, sir. So the overall working of the product remains the same. We need to only change very small things.
And second question is, if the government sort of makes this mandatory, don't you think that OEM guy will prefer having it in-house rather than working with a third-party vendor or a technological partner?
Of course, they need to have their own product when the government comes. But at present, if we have them ready in hand, like the government has not yet announced it, which may in the future. If it is ready, then instead of like doing an R&D, getting people into it, the OEM might prefer going with our product for the first stages.
Because since you said that it's sort of will be part as sort of a associated with the engines, and if you see none of the OEMs outsource engine manufacturing, that's something it's core to the business. If they don't, if they sort of outsource the engine manufacturing, then they are just an assembly company. So what do you think that they may outsource this part?
They don't need, so what I'm trying to say is it isn't completely fit to the engine. It's more like an after treatment device. Like AdBlue, which is being used in SCR, they have lots of companies and lots of us producing those AdBlue. Like it comes under different names. So what I'm trying to say is we intend to become like one of those.
And if I'm not wrong, there are guys who manufacture large-scale carbon emission capture mechanism for maybe coal manufacturing plants or power plants. So why those guys can't build something which you are building?
Like it is for an industry, it comes with norms and those are huge. But when it comes to an automobile, it needs to be compact in the first place. So it also involves lots of regulations, like which go with the automobile company. Like such an after treatment device should be of such size. And when it comes to the company, they need of lesser space. Like space is everything in a car. If you go and give it a very big setup, it becomes a problem. They are experts, like those big talks you have talked about, like producing large plants. They haven't done anything so far in this areas.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Divakar. I now invite Ms. Hema from SRM Institute of Science and Technology.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. So I am from Advanced Nanotheragnostics Laboratory from SRM University. I am a research scholar working under Dr. Ashwin Kumar sir. So I'm here to say about the personalized microfluidic device development. So basically, our lab is concentrated on microfluidic device developments and nanotechnologies, and both integrated to have a same place so that we have enhancing the detection systems and everything. So why we want to look into microfluidics is the main concept, because when we synthesize nanoparticles, the hurdles which we face is we require heating temperature, we require muffle furnace, we require a time province, everything. So how to integrate a complete laboratory setup in one go, that shows a lab on chip device, which is nothing but microfluidic devices. So what we here will do is, we are the service-based providers. We design and integrate different customizable products like microfluidics for each and every specific applications. So for instance, what chip sir is having in the hand, that is a flow focused based device, which that device is peculiarly for enhancing the nanoparticle synthesis using flow based method. And the other chip what sir is having is, it's the chip which is used for whole blood separation. Say for instance, you go for a hospital, give your blood samples, and what they will do is, they undergo several processes. They collect the blood and they preserve the blood, they undergo centrifuge process, and then they separate the components. Instead of doing that much, that takes 3 days for at least they say how much of counts you have, how much of levels you have, what is the level of integrations. Either I have to go for another based testing or not. Instead of going all those stuff, in this chip itself, you can just load the blood, and then all the separations can be done in one instant, that too in continuous. So if you look at this chip, transparency and compactness and high precisions, it can able to withstand even high flow rates and everything. So it's very compactable, very compact, and it can be integrated in any personalized way. Say for instance, for genetic purposes or for cancer detections, anything can be possible. So that is where we try customizable chips for each and every biological and scientific applications and whatever they require for. So it has a growing demand, because everybody have instant detections, instant based, kit based, everything is going on and on process for very simplified version of materials. So we try to achieve that with our unique technologies called lab on chip, which is we can able to make a coin shape, only it can very simplified, because it will be reaching in a only coin shaped detections can be possible. So that's also we are go. So when we consider about the market value of just by developing these devices alone, it have a unique market value in the place. And so it's not new. Actually, it's on air in the worldwide, and one of our main role model for this has to be done in India is Microchip Shop. So what the Microchip, it's a German-based company where they exclusively have this different kinds of chip and different kind of chips for one applications. So herein we also try to establish our unique, novel, patented chips for India-based production, so that it increases the value of kit-based diagnostics and stuff. So when we see who are the key players in India, it's just 2 labs. But the reachability of these 2 labs is very less, because they don't have the production ability of these chips. They didn't do a large scale manufacturing of these chips right now. So what we try to achieve is, we are here to present this chip sellings, which we are a service-based oriented personalities, where we can able to have customized chips and customized products for each and every applications. With this chip of usability, we are collaborated with Vellore College pathologist. So he gained 1 crore big grant based on this chip-based detections of cancer. And another one is ICMR-based genetic reproductive testing. They also used this kit-based testing for that purpose. So we give their chips to them, so they make use of it. So they also get a grant of 50 lakhs from the ICMR as well. So our chip, so based on the requirements, based on the need, and based on the people who approach us, we are here to have a customizable chips and deliveries. So we are nothing but acrofluidics, and we will soon reaching you for everything. So the point of me over here is we are actually trying to make a manufacturer union of these chips. So for that only, we have been pitching and coming around in this then. So I'd like to thank iTNT for giving me an opportunity to present our acrofluidics here. Thank you.
So the question is, how is the market currently being operated? Whether they are also making the same chip, or is there some different model which is used?
Sir, it's not like a same chip. If you think Microshop as a German company, when you see their pamphlets, their design orientation is different. They are not specifically doing custom-based, I mean, whoever the requirement they come for, they are not customizing for them. They have their number of pamphlets. Whoever wants them to utilize it, they can utilize it. We have a unique designs. We are an applicant oriented. So whatever we give is, we tune our customization according to their interest of ability. Say for instance, they want the junction, the squeezer, the ossifiers in this level, or they want the size to be tuned in this level. Whatever the customization they require. For instance, they have cartridge based deductions. They want to have a loaded samples over there. Over the time points, they want to release it also. So they want to do such and such operatively mannered chips. So for them, we'll give bulk production. So they can check and tune, and whatever this testing they want to do, they can do in their own line. So we are ready to hear people out, and then we are ready to give them whatever they require in a bulk amount, so that they can able to reach us in an easier manner.
But you said these are more used at pathology labs, correct?
Pathology labs, academic labs, or even nanoparticle synthesis production house, anybody can use it.
So in pathology labs where sort of the ICMR should have a standard guidelines key, what should be the parameters you should evaluate or look at when you are doing testing, correct? Then in that case, why these parameters will change for each and every pathology lab?
It's not exactly, say, so there are pregnancy kits. So they have instant on-chip detection perspectives. There are certain tests of diagnosis which takes a longer period of time. So everybody is trying to convert that type of technology, diagnosis technology, into a lab-based or kit-based things. So we are telling microfluidics can do it when there is a customizable and easily prominent applicant-oriented designs are possible. So we customize them and they give the genetic peoples or whoever want to test that in instant way using calorimetric-based detection or using affinity-based isolation or using density-based isolation. Anything can be done with the chip. So that tunability, that applicant-oriented design perspective and fabrication perspective, we will do.
No, all the best. I have no questions.
Yes,
sir. So all the best. I said I have no questions.
Oh.
Good job.
Thank you, Hema. I now request the judges, Mr. Ashwin Ganesh, V Founder Circle, and Mr. Satish from Inc. 44, to felicitate the participants. First up, we have AgroSword team. AgroSword. Priyanshu from CEG Anna University. Priyanshu from CEG Anna University. Divakar from Madras Institute of Technology. Hema from SRM Institute of Science and Technology. I would like the judges to felicitate the participants from Startup Pitch Fest as well. First up, we have Akash from Automax. Akash from Automax. Mr. Ranjit Kumar from Baby Voice Networks. Mr. Raj Kumar from Kalki Energy Salvation. Mr. Robin Thomas from Olive IoT Innovation. Mr. Krishnan Unni from Acutro Technologies. Thank you, participants. Thank you, judges. Thank you so much for spending time with us. It is with great pleasure I now invite Mr. Kaushik Dey, Head of Data Sciences and Quantum AI at Ericsson Research, to share a few words with the audience. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I must admit first, I was not prepared for this. I came here for the keynote, and then some of my friends in iTNT requested me to speak a few words about 6G. So I think it's best that if we keep this session, interactive. So feel free to ask questions. That makes it lively. I am not going to use any presentations for this. So maybe to start, let me just give a brief overview about the generation of telecommunications technology. So we had the 3G. When we moved from 3G to 4G, we had the new revolution around apps. We could watch YouTube in excellent speeds, we could watch videos, and we were all very happy. And then 5G happened, or still is happening. And then the question was, do we really need more speeds? I'm happy with 4G speed, what I'm getting. And the point was, 5G was never about YouTube speed. 5G was about Of course, we got a big boost in terms of bandwidth, which translates to speed, but it was also about latency. Now, what is latency? Latency is something like what is the amount of the time it takes to send the data packet from one location, from one eNode B to another. Why does it matter? It matters because, say for example, and I give this example very often to some of you who might have heard me before, is that it depends sometimes based on applications, it's a difference between life and death. In a sense, say for example, if it's a surgeon who is working on a remote surgery, and then if you have a latency of about 500 milliseconds, which a human eye cannot perceive, but then in the remote surgery, a difference of 500 milliseconds of perception for the surgeon in remote, it means maybe 1 millimeter of excess incision, which is the difference between life and death. However, if you are watching, say for example, some video games, if you are kind of trying to stream some event, some sports event, it really doesn't matter. So for the mission critical applications, be it in healthcare, be it in precision manufacturing, where it's say two users in different locations are collaborating for manufacturing, say a truck, then it matters. It matters when you are turning a screw from 1,000 miles away. You need to understand when you need to stop trying to move the screw even further. So that was one of the goals of 5G. Of course, the bandwidth was always welcome. But then it was slow to pick up in terms of the industry adoption. But now we see the industry adoption happening. We currently have probably about 300 to 400 million connections, and it's going to go up to 5 billion connections in the next few years. What that means is industry is adopting the digital enterprise, the entire digitalization in a big way. And this sort of digitalization, where you have the digital twins and where you can actually do actuations on a precision manufacturing in a remote environment, that doesn't happen without a low latency, high bandwidth application, something what 5G provides. So then we move on to 6G, which is still in research phase, something on which we work day in and out. The thing with 6G is what we say it's going to enable, and I was talking about this in the, in the first floor, that it's going to enable a digital physical continuum. What does it mean? It's going to merge the physical and the digital worlds. Well, sounds great, but what does it mean? What it means is that we are going to probably see a future where there will be millions of sensors across. The radio network should be able to sense the surroundings in form of a radar, just like a radar does. Since a radio network is omnipresent, the sensing from the radio networks, combined with the information from these millions of sensors, it will enable us to create a digital representation of the physical world. Once you create a digital representation of the physical world, then you know that what is happening in the digital world, and then you can train AI algorithms very easily on the digital world. Because otherwise, if you have to try out various actuations in the physical world, that can give rise to safety issues. So then we kind of train our algorithms in the digital world, and once they're trained, we pass it back into the physical world. So now what happens is that opens to 1 million possibilities, where all the things that are happening in the physical world, the representation, a dynamic and a changing representation of those representations can be created in the digital world. The trained algorithm be using, generative AI or reinforcement learning. The cutting edge AI algorithms can be trained on that digital representation, and those actuations can be passed back to the physical world, thereby effectively automating a lot of the processes which are manual today. Processes starting from, transportation management. When you have all the self-driven cars, how will the transportation system be managed? When you have different people collaborating on a factory floor, different robots, even robots collaborating, how will the robots collaborate towards creating a precision manufacturing environment? These are the things that it would enable. And the basic fundamental philosophy is that today any AI algorithm you need, you want to have, you need to train it. And in order to train it, you need data. Sometimes you need to test it. Sometimes testing itself is the process of training. If you look at robotics and reinforcement learning, which is the next frontier, we learn by something which we call as an exploration. So the exploration means we need to test out various kind of actions in the environment. You cannot do it in a real world. Like if you are trying to fly a remote drone, if you are trying to fly a drone, if you are training an algorithm to fly a drone, if you test it on a physical drone, you will end up crashing it probably 1,000 times. So do you have 100 drones so that you can crash it, each drone maybe 10 times, and you destroy 100 drones and then you learn? It's a very costly process. So that's why we need a digital representation of the physical environment. And when we have the actual digital representation, we can train these algorithms. These actuations can be passed back to the environment. Another thing we briefly talked about is the sensors. When we have these millions of sensors in the environment, how do you power those sensors? You cannot, today when we are in the laboratory, we have some power sources attached to the devices. What about when you are out in the open? You do not have these power sources. So we are looking at the ambient energy to power these devices, power these millions of sensors. And when we talk about powering these, it can be things like, first what comes to your mind is sunlight. But sunlight, it has various challenges with respect to efficiency, with respect to the indoor environment. So then we are looking at various kinds of technologies. One of them, and the current research, what we are looking at is the radio energy. We are working on this along with MIT in the US, where we are looking at how we can power micro sensors using radio energy. The challenge with this is radio energy has a very limited reach when you want to power a device. It's okay when you want to talk, but when you want to power, it's limited to a few meters. And if I increase the power, what happens? It increases the interference in terms of the data exchange, data rates, in terms of data exchange. So how do I balance both of these? So these are the different research going on along with densification of technologies, what we call DMIMO. Today, your cell phone connects to one antenna. Rather, it connects to 3 or more antennas, but your data comes from only one antenna. Tomorrow, your cell phone is going to connect to probably multiple antennas, and you are going to receive data from multiple antennas together. And then the data is going to be assimilated in your cell phone. So how do we deal with the distributed nature of data transmission and with the phase noise? So there are these different kind of research happening in DMIMO, waveforms, along with other things. And we are even working very closely with IIT Madras on this. We are, and as we speak, a lot of this research is happening in Chennai, in the Ericsson Research Labs. So, so this will tilt, and then the question comes when we will see all of these in reality. Currently, the plan is the first rollout of 6G might happen around 2030, early 2030, and then it will take some time for adoption. So it will take some time, but till then, we will see a lot of adoption in 5G happening in the industries. So that will set the level stage, that will set the stage such kind of revolutionary change. Because such revolutionary change will mean a basic change in the way we live our lives. So there are a lot of interesting things that probably I said, a lot of things looks fanciful. but there is active research happening in universities and research labs around the world. But till it happens, I can probably leave you with 2 words. Imagine it is possible. Thank you. Any questions? Welcome. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. It's always inspiring and informative talking to you. Before we wrap up the session, I would like to make an announcement to the stalls that we have within the Innovation Arena. The valedictory function will happen in the convention hall upstairs, and iTNT Hub takes privilege in announcing that we are launching the innovation portal. To witness this, I request all stalls to be at the convention hall at 3:30 p.m. today. I repeat, I request all stalls to be at the valedictory function in the convention hall by 3:30 p.m. today. We've reached the end of day 2, and I would like to thank the Honorable Minister, Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan, Mr. Dheeraj Kumar IAS, Additional Chief Secretary to Government IT and DS Department, Government of Tamil Nadu, Ms. Vanitha Venugopal, CEO iTNT Hub, for giving us this opportunity. I would also like to thank all the speakers, the startups in the arena, the startups that launched their products, the participants of various events, and the audience for supporting us. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the iTNT Hub team and the volunteers who made it all happen. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.